Okay, this is just a quick demonstration of some of the new features in Combonator 1.6, which was just released earlier this week. So probably the most obvious new feature is a new preflop tab, which is for two-player range versus range preflop equity calculations. The old tab, which was overview before, is now called postflop. So in the preflop tab, hopefully this is fairly self-explanatory. But in the similar vein to the rest of the Combonator, there are no calculator buttons or anything. This just updates instantly. So let's say we select a preflop range here. You can see it outputs the hands as you make changes. And then if you just switch over to player 2 and then start selecting range, you can see here the equity updates automatically as you move the slider and update the range. This text box you can type into it directly, so excuse me, 5-5 plus, ace 10 suited plus, ace jack off, for example, plus, there we go. Not that useful for typing it in, but it's good if you've got ranges in text anyway. You can now copy and paste them straight in, so you can just quickly switch between the players here and make modifications and instantly get the results. And you can see the combos and percentage output there as well. The only other feature here is set by equity, which is a pretty useful way for constructing preflop ranges. So let's say, in my games, in a limit game, say you were facing a cut-off open raise, which let's just clear everything. I don't know, top 50%, or we could go laggy button steal and limit hold'em. Let's say we're facing a button steal and we're in the small blind. We go, well, what hands do we want to 3-bet from this position? You can use the set by equity, and what this will do is it will select all combinations that have an equity that you define versus the opponent's range. So if we say, okay, 50 would select all hands that have got 50% or more equity. And there you go, so it's defined the range here of all these combinations have 50% or more equity against player 1. The only other button here that you've got here is plus. This is the same plus here, really. It allows you to just save this range. So if you click plus here, maybe we'll call this 50% plus equity versus button steal. And this just gets added into your custom ranges for future reference. So there you go, that's the preflop tab. The other feature that we've got is this board and cards has been redesigned a little bit. One thing is you've now got this get cards from button, and one new feature is Poker Tracker 4. This will allow you to set the board and hero cards to recently marked Poker Tracker 4 hands. So if you're a Poker Tracker 4 user, if you mark hands, you can see the tags here: review, good hand, bad hand. This will show the recent hands you've marked or latest. And you just click on one of these and it just imports the flop and the hero cards there. And you can see up here you have new flop, turn and river cards. This allows you to quickly jump between each street, which is pretty handy for kind of moving back and forwards in a hand. The other major feature really in 1.6 is just behind the scenes, which is significant speed improvements, and you might have seen it there with those equity calculations. On the flop equity calculations now, on my computer they're at 2 or 3 times faster than the last version. You can see equities are pretty much, maybe a second before you start getting very accurate results, and a full compilation now takes less than 10 seconds, even on very wide ranges. And this is, hopefully the first step in a much faster piece of software. These speed changes will affect not just the equity calculations, but all like combination counting. You should just feel the whole interface a lot snappier than before, and hopefully this is the start of a much faster program. I can now use this new process, porting code to C. I won't bore you with the technical details, but it should hopefully bring post-flop range versus range calculations in the future. Yeah, they're pretty much the big new features. Pre-flop range versus range, much faster everything, and the Poker Tracker 4 support. So cool, give it a try and let me know how you get on.